Hello, it's Ness, and I was meant to do this yesterday. It is now Monday, and I am recording this, and I've had some very unfortunate news. My mum passed away yesterday, and I've been thinking about, talking about this a lot, and I think, I've kind of had some, a lot of up and down moments as you would, the day after. And I've had a lot of thoughts, for instance, about talking about it because it's obviously so soon and things like that, and I just found that I was more procrastinating and allowing the anxiety of the perception to stop me. And it's so strange that I will say this, but it really was going along with all of my thoughts and that this week. And you'll see in the title that I'm going to be talking about uncertainty, and this time last week I did not think that was going to happen, and it'll be a bit different today. I'm going to talk a little bit about this, so I'm just going to say trigger warnings, because I will touch on mental health and addiction and drugs, and about non-traditional families. It's just not nice. To put it simply, I just thought to put a little disclaimer out there. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this, and I'm going to talk about stuff once my laptop's charged, what I've written down for my thoughts to talk about this week, and then I'll finish off with my extra pointers like I did in the last one. So I come from quite a complex background, and I feel like me talking about this is me releasing the shame of it, releasing the kind of alienation I felt from it, acknowledging how I'm not the only one who probably feels like this. And as a kid, I always had this kind of dream, and I think that's why I'm still here right now doing this, that I would one day win awards and do a speech and be like, for girls like me, you guys can get here too. And whether that be an identity thing, like externally, the things you can tell, or because of my background personally. And I was adopted by my older sister, who, yes, for everyone who goes, wow, she must be much older, she is much older. And she raised me with her partner at the time, and they raised me as a couple, and then they had their own child, and then they split up, and then we went between both the houses as if it was like mum and dad, but I never called them mum and dad. I've never understood what it means to have a mum and dad. And now you're like, but your mum's dead. Well, my mum was too poorly to look after me, and that's kind of like the anecdote that I say whenever anybody asks me about my birth parents. I don't know who my dad is. If he sees this, let me know if you've got any Irish blood, because I need that passport. Run me that passport. But jokes aside, excuse me, I'll be very croaky. I am running off not much sleep, and I feel like this is going to be will be maybe one of the longest ones ever I do of conversations. So dad and my mum was poorly, I say. And what I mean by poorly was that she was mentally ill. She had personality disorder, and amongst many other things. She was an addict. And obviously these are just labels. This isn't defining of her as a person, but this is just to give you kind of an insight of why one would feel shame and one would feel confusion. So there was a lot of confusion growing up, and I had on and off relationship with her. And what's been heartbreaking about this, and we went to her house yesterday, and I guess another warning, but I guess there's no other way to say it than what it just is: dead body. I saw her body yesterday, and I wasn't able to feel the feelings then, because I just didn't feel safe or comfortable because of a plethora of circumstances that were going on. But you just don't think people are gonna go. And I always had this hope, because of all my complications growing up, I had very, 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 very visceral reactions coming into adulthood whether that be me resentful or doing too much, trying too hard, getting into toxic relationships or being the toxic one, sometimes then being the toxic one, getting abused, all of these different things. I never had a real relationship with her. And I guess what hurts now is how this version of me probably could have seen her the most. And it was crazy because I've always had this kind of thought in my head that maybe one day we'd be able to sit down and I'd truly be able to understand her. No resentment, no nothing, just pure patience. And I couldn't do that. And I think that will hurt me. And I think the fact that I didn't see her love for what it was because of my own pain that I projected is just jarring. That expectation you can have of people, it's just unfair. And that's ego. And that's ego from childhood wounds that I didn't know was as deeply there until like really recently, until this. And so, and you know what? She never passed my mind to reach out to her in this past year, because I kind of took this year out of being like, I need to sort my sugar honey iced tea out. And I tried, and I think this has made me realise nothing's ever the right time. This is the most composed I've been all day. I thought putting a camera in front of me would make me go a bit crazy, but surprisingly not. But yeah, there's a lot of regret. That doesn't feel like regret. I don't feel the weight of regret, but things I wish I did differently or better. And if there's anyone in your life that you know deep down has a good heart, but they're just pained, try with them, because I'm glad I can say I tried my hardest with what I knew at the times that I did try. And I can also acknowledge where I was selfish with her. And I can also acknowledge, my friend said this, I'm going to forget one of them. But my friend is also a part of AA, and that's what my mom also did. And there is a whole concept called Al-Anon. And Al-Anon is when people live with people who have addiction, or grow up or have children, whatever it may be, where you have a close relationship with an addict, where you feel responsible for their well-being. And it's all about awareness and acceptance. And it's all about knowing that you can't control it, you didn't cause it, and you can't cure it. I remembered it. So yeah, I believe in God. I believe this has happened for a reason. It's not going to feel clear. I'm going to feel the weight of regret and the weight of wishing that I could have done things differently, or thinking about how I've been these past few weeks and how down and dark I've been, and instead of reaching out, trying to love, I've just been dwelling in my own misery because I need to figure my life out because of my anxieties. And now I'll never know until I know, because I trust that God will let me know. And I trust in a way that I already do know that there's peace in it, there's always love there, but life doesn't always hand out a clear hand, and that's fine. And that's fine. Some people, unfortunately, in the lifetime that they have here can't be saved. Some people maybe in another lifetime can be. Some people can try and never succeed in their wellness, and that was my mum. And she had a good heart, a good soul. She preached, everything she said was right as well. I was going through text messages and I was like, oh my God, you were right. I was telling you off because I thought I knew everything at 18, 19, 20. And you were just trying to give me the love that you know, the way you know how to. And it's funny because I show love the exact same way she does. I've changed it in ways, but that kind of like preachy, like, when you recognise, you know, something's not right in someone else's life, and you're like, oh, fucking look at this YouTube video, this podcast, or like saying a gif, just little things, compliments. So yeah, I feel funnier about it because I'm going to Japan in a matter of hours, really. Hence the fucking lighting setup, guys. Or the fricking, I don't know if it's alright to swear. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I'm going to ask my friend to send me resources to put in the description. As lonely as it feels when you're suffering, you're truly not alone. And even when you become aware of that fact and you can feel it, like I've been alone and suffered, thinking I was just completely alone. And now after death, I'm acknowledging my mum could have actually probably been one of those people, could have been there for me. But and I'm also aware that I also have other people in my life who are there for me, who didn't seem like they were there for me before. It's all about perspective, isn't it? And sorry, I dwindled there, but my main point in that being is there's always going to be someone there. And things don't make sense at the time, but they will make sense. Things are hard, but I did a meditation the other day, and it was like, when there's a challenge, use it as a time to be the most gracious and kind and forgiving to yourself. Because you're not going to get through the other end going, oh, you this, you that, no. So yeah, I think that's enough space given to that. It feels appropriate. Thank you guys for listening to that, and I'm going to read what I've written. I also wanted to read a poem. Sorry, it's going to be a because I'm just like a bit dead today. Irony. But I'll live on and do better. This is hers. She was Jamaican, and she was Rastafari. Yeah. Did I have anything else to say? I don't think so, but thank you. And I'm just going to have a little drinky poop because it's very evidently needed. And yeah, thank you guys for listening if you got this far. It gets better, guys. Yay. When people glow and grow, life becomes happy. Thank you, Yogi T. Another sip, I've exceeded. Maybe I'll pose it as a thumbnail. Into the unknown I go, and how little I have known. I want to talk about how this links to what I first spoke about, because I said that briefly. As I said, I didn't think I'd be here this time last week saying the words that I've said. And how little I have known, how, like, it's no joke when people tell you that you're young and you're naive. And it's only with age you can only see that for yourself. And you can know better. Like, I've known better on the surface. But the execution of that is a completely separate thing that only comes with life experience. And again, the same friend that I spoke about who's in AA, she's the same friend that sent me a little Instagram reel about it earlier. And he was just saying, like, someone asked, oh, how do you get over when your best years are behind you? But he's like, no, you talk about how they're ahead of you. And in spite of your losses or your gains or whatever, it's just all a part of life experience. Sorry, I'm going to have to drink more coconut water. I haven't spoken that much today, and I wonder why I feel really comfortable doing this, because I probably enjoy it. Like earlier, oh, a bit of ASMR. Yeah, the enjoyment part makes sense. Ooh, wait, maybe if I do a cough, it'll sound a bit clearer. Mic check. Yeah, your best years are always ahead of you, as daunting or as shit as life can seem. And I am just going to swear, bro, because I'm what? Yeah, I enjoy this. And that's probably why I feel comfortable and I feel fine. doing it. It's just weird even just being around people who love you and care about you, who just don't understand how to deal with you when you're in this state. And that's not their fault. It's just I don't think anyone knows what to do. So yeah, you know, I've always known like to treat every day like your last and to let people know that you love them. But I wasn't even thinking about who I loved. I wasn't even thinking about anything other than getting my life back on track, and this has fucking humbled me. And in fact, I'm going on my solo trip to Japan, my dream destination, because I've been trying to really pour back into myself this year and put my life on track and not fall into bad habits and not feel resentment towards people, not to be bitter, not to be gossipy, I've been really trying to work on myself to have an excellent level of spiritual fitness, because I just want to be able to be around people like my mum, hypothetically. Now, and actually be there and not just have these little voices going, oh, you, and just be present. So yeah, and obviously you can't fucking carry everything on your shoulders. You can't fix these family relationships, do this, do that. Like, it's overwhelming. And I found myself last year trying to just juggle it all. And then that was one extreme, and I've done the other extreme from completely detracting myself. You know what I mean? And it has to be a balance. Has to be a balance. And do I know what that is? No. But am I going to live to find it? Yes. And that's what life's about. It's about just seeing things ahead of you, no matter what the loss is, like what I was saying earlier. And it's about embracing the uncertainty of it. This, what happened yesterday, like, you know that phrase, expect the unexpected. Yeah. Thanks, mate. It was really that. I look forward to see what I learn from that lesson as I grieve and as I go through it. I thought I was going to burp. Wait. Yeah, we weren't doing it down the mic again, guys, because that was gross. And it's like, hit the dab. What? Hit the dab. What? I keep judging myself that I can be quite jokey at the moment. I did just have a really good dose of Fear on YouTube Shorts as well, because he can make me laugh. And laughter is the best medicine. And I had a really good boogie earlier while cooking ackee mushroom. I'm vegan, by the way. If I didn't tell you, oh my god, I'm vegan. And I made that. And yeah, I had a good boogie. So yeah, let's get into the reading, guys. I feel like we're there. Into the unknown I go, and how little I have known. So the song of this week, because I came up with a song of this week, is Like a Rolling Stone by Bob Dylan. And what gets me about this song, guys, and I think I'm going to go into it, but I think we already know what today is giving. And it's giving. Yeah, it's going to give whatever the heck I want. And so, you know, it's like, once upon a time, just so fine, didn't you? You used to be so proud. Your best meal. How does it feel to be alone, like a walking stone? Walking stone, rolling stone. I also said another word wrong. Anyway, no, I was gonna make another joke, but don't think I've actually got it in me. But fucking yeah. So yeah, that song. And the song of this week that I want to talk about, the uncertainty, being a complete unknown. Shout out to Timothy Chalamet, my future co-star. Hold tight, King. Anywho, anyway, I am quite in the transitional part of my life. I really didn't even know what I was writing. As Awesome said, we don't care for what they say. That's my superpower. Well, she didn't say it, but in her song Lion, I guess both of these songs assure me that carving my own path and not getting compulsive about how I do what I do or others' definitions of what is right and wrong, and showing myself so much honour that I'm able to hear others out. Like, I can use YouTube but not want a personal Instagram and only desire to promote my fundraising event on their plug moment. It's called at Let's Listen LDN on the gram. Yeah, guys. Anyway, I can detest TikTok and Instagram and even X at times. I know it could benefit me, but I do not want to do it. But Ness, if you use YouTube. You should also be on all the platforms, right? Isn't that putting yourself out there? Maybe it is, but I must do what is right for me, true to me. And to disabled ones in the audience, if this is making you think, what the fuck is she on about? Congratulations, you are connected with yourself, and know that life is not always about being slotted into a box or a pattern of being. I've always been able to tell others this. I'll empower others to be themselves, leave myself with crumbs, and end up doing nothing because I take others' critique and passive comments way too hard. And I know this is because, well, I really care. I really care about people, about humanity, and uniting with one another more. I saw the bloody lead actor. Now, I didn't research how to say this, guy, so this is going to be another butchering. Shazad Latif. Fingers crossed, my guy, in Atomic when I was in London on Tuesday and stared at him as he passed on his line bag, and I thought, what a beautiful man. Who is this beautiful man? Oh shit, you are a great actor, I screamed at him. And he gave me a good old thumbs up and a smile as he biked off. I mean, I hope it was a smile, hashtag blush. I think I was hashtag blushing when writing that because I wrote this and I felt embarrassed. Well, I heard somewhere, that was not a Hitler thing, by the way, that was me swallowing my saliva. Well, I heard somewhere shame is a sign of honour. I definitely need to research that, but also me expressing an admiration for someone as the Gen Z that I am, with all the social media ideology, my poor young brain, young brain has endured from 9 years to 22, 9 years old to 22. You have to be nonchalant, kill, not give a fuck. Fuck off. Giving a fuck is wicked, and I hope when people see my brilliant acting, they feel compelled to let me know, or if it touches them. It doesn't mean you're vain or greedy, but it can actually just mean human connection is normal, and and for your creativity to move others is a beautiful thing. Get off your high horse. And yes, I'm talking to all of you cobblers at industry workshops in London. Yes, all of you. Since when was it cool to put others down with the hypnosis that it comes from a place of love? Because you stole a little quote of Jordan Peterson or David Goggins to cover up the true atrocity that you wish to put on another human. Because you are afraid of them doing better than you. Keep your head up, Tupac, and genuinely empower others. Easier said than done, but open your heart and relax your nervous system. This is what it means for vulnerability to be strength. Love is vulnerable as fuck. Sharing appreciation is vulnerable as fuck. Letting someone know how you truly feel about them is vulnerable as fuck. Also, exposing to your ego. Yet we humans see it to be easier and to never do anything, to never try as the unknown of the reaction or the outcome is too stifling. I'm not Jesus, but freaking amen to that. And the only reason I can say any of this because I know it, and I know it as I wrote it. Whoa! I met a lovely woman named Al who told me about her London journey, and fuck me, I could feel myself asking for help, asking for guidance in response to her questions. But the only person who is not even a person, but an internal force we humans try to understand. Another Hitler, but I need to swallow saliva. And we will create religions or strategies or idols or whatever belief we will never be able to comprehend or perfectly articulate God. But that doesn't make life not worth living. It means we can let go of trying to understand life as it's out of our hands, and regardless, you will be given what you need always. God gave us a condition: free will. And there couldn't be any more juxtaposing about it, as I don't know about you, but the pressure of making intuitive choices and being protected by a source that you can't even hold is Hakuna Matata bonkers. Take a risk every day. Don't be too sure about everything or your soul will die a little. I will just say it again. Don't be too sure about everything or your soul will die a little. Always find an opportunity to do good. I think that's a worthy moment. I have dated and been in the most suffocating situations of soul and humanity. I didn't understand what I wrote there, but I think I'm talking about me personally, not being like, I fucking suffered more than like all the other souls in the soul system. to be silenced or denied, to be judged due to my truth or things like having a puss, things I can't control. I was dead. These podcasts or think pieces or whatever bracket this would fall into is an ode to myself and my growth. What can you do to help you grow? And how does it feel to be a complete unknown? And that links to the song on my knees. Did I like spoil what I was trying to do? Because that's all we are, regardless of fame, labels, Instagram followers, whatever. It will die without all of that. What? No, we will die without all of that. Sorry, I feel like because I've cried so much today, TMI, I don't know, that my eyesight's not that great, and I'm not going to do this again because I do not want to. A bit of fun, a bit of hee ha ha, and that's my thoughts for this week. So the extra thoughts. How even embracing the unknown is scary, and how even embracing the unknown is scary, yes. And how do we do that with deadlines, with aspects of life we must assimilate to survive? And I think, yeah, that's been a big thought process for me this week, because I'm currently living with my grandparents, if you know that, and, you know, I've got to be out of here in the early new year, and, you know, it's very hard embracing the unknown in a country or under a government that doesn't feel very safe. And then it's like, does that mean I even have to live here? But it's also embracing the unknown and understanding that in whatever way, if you want to call it delusion, if you want to call it hope, if you want to call it faith, and obviously whenever I speak, guys, I'm just saying for me personally, that it's even waiting in that and seeing what comes up, because things will always come up, if that makes sense to what I've asked myself there. So yeah, I said I'm going to Japan for 2 weeks on my own, and I'm pausing the artist way, and I'm going to try and put the practice of the last 7.5 weeks into practice. And yeah, man, I'm doing that, and that's quite spooky wooky, eh? I'm going to journal still. I think the morning pages is some of the best stuff to come out of it, as in that being like something daily that you can practice as a ritual. Yeah. I feel like I just need a break, and I had a call my therapist this morning, and she said how, and by the way, I didn't book it in because of what happened. I had it booked last week, and I was thinking, you know what, I'm getting better, maybe I should cancel that therapy session. And then yesterday happened, and I was like, oh, thank God I put the freaking therapy session out. But yeah, I was talking to her, and she said, you know, maybe in a weird way this will be good for you now. So I went, why? It wasn't that dramatic, but it was like something like that. And then she goes, because you'll just be able to be on your own with your thoughts, and you'll know what you truly think without any noise. Because there's gonna be a lot of noise, y'all. Like, my family cuckoo bananas. That's like, you know those ones when like jokes are true. You know when the jokes are true. Wait, what's it called? Because I saw a clip of Margot Robbie going, that doing a Brooklyn accent is like having, I ain't doing it, like having wet acrylic nails. So, you know, you just start talking like this. You know when you see those and it's like, well, obviously a dialect coach said something else, or maybe she didn't and I'm just not getting it. Who knows? But anyway, yeah. Once upon a time, yeah, it's gonna be me over these next 2 weeks. But yeah, it can only get better from here, guys. How people lose message in technicality, judgmental as fuck, is what I've written. And yeah, I make music, and I love my music. I think my music portrays a really good message, and I think it may be not the technically great, you know, I may not be rapping in time or fucking doing like hitting the mark, and I would say that I'm like that as an actor and just an artist generally. Like, I don't strive for perfection, I don't strive to hit marks, because again, for my TAW, the honest way, bitches, you know that doesn't exist. So you're ultimately chasing something that's never going to be there. And it's about finding your own, I think, grace You know, I think it's about finding your own, like, okay, this has got what I want. So, and I think because when I've sent music out to people are like, really like it, yeah, but let me give some like constructive criticism. No one asked you. Because I'll be sure the heckity heck. You won't be the one I would be asking for constructive criticism, man. It's not that thing. It's not that thing. It's not that thing. And you know, like, it's not that I'm not open to the criticism. But like, I want good criticism. I don't want you to be telling me that it's not like a song. Like, I was speaking to someone, he's quite a popular artist, and I sent him my music, and instead of absorbing any of the messages I had in, he just started going, this isn't really a song, it's got no chorus, man. I'm bored. Are you bored? Because I'm bored. Bye. Yeah. And maybe that's like my ego or whatever, but I feel like now I've voiced that will come down. But yeah, no, I do think that people get too into the technicality of a song and then completely like miss what the song was saying, or the song is just too good. Like Waterfalls by TLC, right? Like for me, the song just sounds so good. I didn't deep what they were on about. I re-listened to it today and I was like, in my goddamn years of life, I only just realized what the heck they were talking about. That's what they were talking about. And maybe it's the only thing this croaky voice is good for, is that. But yeah, but I don't know, man. I think bloody, if you went to Playboy Carti that going, ha, ha, anime, and told him that wasn't gonna work, I think it'd tell you to F off, mate, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I think it's just about making something a thing until it's thing, and it's whatever I don't know. I put a lot of heart into it, and for those it's meant to resonate with, there's artists and things I don't resonate with, and that's made for other people. It's fine. That's the perks of there being so many people who are willing to be artists in this life and are willing to be God's instrument, that you get the people that you resonate with and people that you don't, you know? So yeah, like whatever, that's all I wanted to say about that. So yeah. So okay, I wanna see how this goes, because I'm actually gonna have to go on my Substack while talking about this in real time. The thing is, it's on my notes as well, but we're on Substack now, aren't we? Oh my god, let me check my activity. Ooh, what did I say? I'm glad it reached you. Oh, God bless this. Oh yeah, this girly pop called Papi Telly. Yes, that's the name of him. You are not behind in life, your journey is just different. And I replied 4 days ago going, needed this. And then she goes, I'm really glad it reached you. That's kind. There's a kind of internet interaction to show. I don't really do the Instagram kind of, you know, because I just don't. But yeah, that's nice. Yeah, so I read this at a, what's it called? A poetry event. It was me taking my little risk and just went to like YOLO fuck it vibes. And yeah, it was nice. It was nice. It was called Poets Palace, and it's based in Birmingham, the UK. Birmingham, my home city. You know, like that. And yeah. So sorry, you're gonna see me touching my feet. For those who got foot fetishes, calm down. Yeah. So I went to that, and I was able to perform. I wanted to promote a song, but they didn't have a Bluetooth speaker that I could connect to, so I just ended up doing this poem that I kind of forgot about. So I'm going to read this today, and it kind of feels a bit befitting, because, you know, talking about my mum, talking about me, Burmese, Jamaican Burmese, half Jamaican Burmese, full Jamaican Burmese, but that was also something I wanted to say. That woman would have thrived just in Jamaica, because she went back and was basically there so much she was basically just Jamaican, because my nan was a part of the Windrush generation, and I just think it can genetically be the case, fam, that you may not be for this country, bruv. But that's just a theory for another day. I don't know. I've got to see more of the world. I'm younger. I'm also not whatever. So we're gonna read it. I feel like I need to take another coconut water break. Wouldn't that make great, like, ad-lib? Anyway. Yeah, I'm cuckoo bonks today, guys, but I wanted to do this. I'm actually having a bit of fun. Didn't have that much fun today, you know what I mean? So, I talk about London in the first section for people who don't get. I lived there for like 2.5 years, and I left this year because I was going cuckoo bananas, guys. I didn't know what I was doing. And yeah, when I do these accents, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing either. So don't worry, we're on the same A train, aka the boys reference. Oh my god, I love the boys. I wonder when it's coming back. Shall we talk about that instead? Anyway, yeah, I didn't like it. And I guess that might be for another episode, you know. Comment what you think. Comment. Try to sneak in a little comment. Because if I'm like gonna work to get this camera, I need y'all to at least comment. But again, I'm joking. I'm full of jokes today. I feel like I'm realizing right now it's a coping mechanism that I didn't really know I had. This is all it. And you're on the journey with me. Merry England, Gen Z activism, Birmingham. Bracket. It's my thoughts over the past months, and this was published on the 17th of October. Oh my god, that was 16 days after my birthday. I am sick of this place. With no happy faces, and the only elation it is expressed at is at one's phone screen. It's foreign to share a laugh nowadays, or share a smile of reassurance that it'll all be okay. We only have these delicacies with what are one's closest. How I can tell we desire a larger community because I'll look up and you'll be staring almost in a daze. I'll look up from writing this poem, and behind your Jeffrey Dahmer-like glasses is a face. Then I get busy looking at all the other faces, wondering why we are so lonely, why we must be so alone, and not immersed in creative solitude, just alone. Why must we stare and not speak? Why are you so full of misery? God, I ask, why must I always speak? I know I must not give up on London City or the inhabitants of my home England. I believe we are meant to be very merry people, but in these M&S hours for one, like my fellow poet Deanne said, or all this food killing our guts so we have no feeling, and our hearts literally never rest. We are hypnotized poor. Unless you were brought up very different. But even then, I can imagine you had your innocence stripped one way or another, as that's merry England. Whenever I chat to Europeans, and I'm stifled, and even feel stressed at how one can be so emancipated in the mind, work to live and have a good time, stop when you want, no money will come back, you've only got this life once, and I feel like a lot of their governments give back. Where in merry England, there's a lot of poverty, there's a lot of segregation, there's a lot of homelessness, there's a lot of I am more and you are less. How can we live in a nation dominated a third of the world, and how dare we still cosplay so affluent, so prosperous? I can't bear to live in a world of less. That whole domination part makes sense. God, the mentality has never left. Freedom of speech feels like a threat, but now we are fucked because they've got our thoughts on the device that you read this. It'll only get more immense and inappropriately intimate. Digital ID is corrupt, lock me up, I don't give a fuck. Don't call yourself an activist because you turn up to have a shout. Die by your words, be a true speaker, because what the fuck is the point if you're going to hide? Doesn't that make you as bad as them, aka the government? If you preach one thing and do another, preach one thing and run off when the blunder becomes too solid. People in my generation piss me off. The performative activism that masks their emotional apathy, they go and become scientists like expert in Palestine, BLM, colonialism, religion, race theory, fuck off theory, to serve some cultural capital at the table. But when it comes to speak of love, empathy and unity, and I'm not being realistic, it's more realistic to throw a bomb back, to throw fists back, to throw fire back. Since when did fire beat fire? I must be sorely mistaken. I'd rather live by what I believe in every fucking day, to be the kindest and most virtuous version of myself without giving self, and live in who I am so I can change the world every day. Terms like realistic and playing it safe, please say the fuck out of my face. If all that shit pisses you off so much, pass a stranger and say, hey, Ask if they're okay. It's all good to be one of the world's communities. It's even great, but have you even seen if your own are okay? More than likely not, because I feel like to face our adjacent decay is too harsh, like a slap in the face, attaching yourself completely, puts all that pent-up emotion in another place. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again. What about the people here? And you know about that one, that song's about that. Anyway. People them, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna make my own path. This broken society makes me realise how only my family and God have got my back, so I will fight and fight until I'm so bright and I can carry all of you on my back. Feel that Zephaniah chills in me. I'm a Brummie. It means say something what it is. Got the kindest of hearts, my people, done so wrong by all its neighbouring people. Get a brum this, get a brum that. How about this? Blah, blah, blah. Mind your mouth, we have given you profit, so don't forget that. Blah, blah, blah. I'm a real Brummie girl, fuck that. I'm a real person, I'm a real person, I'm just a person, I'm just a soul. And no way in how I'm gonna let ignorance make me go cold. And on the cold front, the fucking tape packs can't let me go cold. I will become softer with pain and tragedy. A lack of love just teaches how important an abundance of love is, and how the blindness of love proves how important it is to see love as much as you can see it, even if it's just saying hello to a mate or hello to someone down the road or whatever. There's all these little things individually that we can do. We concentrate on the big scale all the time, and it's important. Like I said, it's important to be a part of other people's communities, but it's also important to pause and see how the brother's doing who's getting 5 Ben & Jerry's on their ones. Because that was nearly me today, but that was a joke. It wasn't. I actually didn't crave ice cream at all. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. I think this is going to be terribly wrong. And I feel like this is where I'm going to get very British with you. Yes. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for giving me this space. And God bless you all. I wish you all the frickety best. And I promise you, if you're going through something right now, it will get better. If you're doing great, well done, mate. You're doing great. If you've got a Michael Singer ability of thinking about life, you're doing great. And it'll only get better. And then it'll get worse. And then it'll get better. And that's the beauty of life. It's absurd, but it is beautiful. And I wouldn't want to experience anything different. So thank you once again. And let's make this a music video. Let's make this a YouTube video. See how my brain's just fried. So yeah, thank you. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun doing this. It's meant a lot, so. And oh yeah, this is where my shit is for Japan. I gotta put that and decide what I don't want. So let's go do that. Okay, bye.